Hey guys, what's going on? And I know I haven't talked too much about the new Beyond the Summit Summer Shuffle, this tournament, but today we're going to do some predictions for the main event. Now, we just had the qualification stage, and as you guys know, sometimes I, make videos covering the qualifiers, sometimes I don't. You know how qualifiers can be. There could be long, there could be a ton of matches, it could be hard to cover it all, but you know what? Group stages just ended, and we're about to get into playoffs. Groups A and B just ended, and we're going to go over my predictions for the playoffs. And as always, if anybody does enjoy the video, make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll keep making videos just like this. You guys can also follow me on my Twitter. And yeah, let's get right into the video. So first off, in the playoffs, I'll show you guys everybody who made it. We have NRG, Space Station, Omelette, who, by the way, is Luke Freshness and Lion Blaze. We got Team Envy, Rogue, and Plot Twist. Alright, Plot Twist being Mektos, Taroko, and Sosa. So let's just hop right into it. These are some of my favorite videos to make because you get to talk about the teams, you get to speculate, and you know what? It's really just a whole good time, and I love it. So let's first off talk about NRG versus Space Station Gaming, and obviously NRG having Squishy Muffins now makes it a completely different roster. Turbo Pulsa moving all the way to Envy, but we'll get into them later. Space Station Gaming look insane. I think that I think that Sypical looks incredible on that team now. Okay, through this entire offseason, Space Station Gaming as well as Squishy Muffins have really played a lot better. Some of the best I've seen them play in a long time. Okay, both of them looking like the top in their region. Okay, Justin's been playing a lot better too. Obviously, NRG didn't have the best season last season. You know what? They look so much better. You know, Space Station Gaming even looks better. I think both these teams easily top in North America, top 3 or 4. Hard to say exactly where they are. We won't know until RLCS, obviously, but it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a real good one, but I'm going to give this to NRG. I think that with the addition of Squishy Muffins, NRG has looked that tiny bit more consistent. Just the insane mechanical outplays that they can do in the midfield. You know, I think it will give them that edge over Space Station Gaming. You know, taking down Space Station Gaming, especially with how good Sypical's been playing, I think that it will not be easy, and I think that it's definitely going to be a close one, but I'm giving it to NRG. And then next up, we get into Omelette versus Team Envy. Obviously, Team Envy with Turbo Pulsa now looking very strong, but Omelette, Luke Freshness, and Lion Blaze. Remember, Lion Blaze used to be on 72-pin connector, while Luke and Freshness were on Team Mirage. Alright, Luke and Freshness are no longer playing with J-Russ, but now they picked up Lion Blaze. Okay, I think Lion Blaze is a very good addition to that team. But do I think that it will be enough to take on Team Envy? Unfortunately, no, I don't. I think that Team Envy is one of the strongest teams in North America, and I think that they definitely will be taking this, especially with the addition of Turbo Pulsa. You know, one thing that I really liked to see from these guys with Turbo Pulsa on the team, I think that they play a ton more consistent. Team Envy, the old Ghost roster back in RLCS, they were pretty inconsistent. When they were on, they looked like one of the best teams in the world, but when they were off, they didn't look so hot. And I think right now they're looking a ton more consistent. All right, and consistency is key, and I think they definitely take down Omelette. But then let's hop into my predictions for the losers round 1. Okay, if my predictions come true, it would be Space Station Gaming versus Rogue. And this is going to become a classic match. Okay, Rogue and Space Station have been really duking it out recently, whether it's back in Spring Series, the Brawl, or some other community tournaments. Okay, Space Station and Rogue they have such close matchups against each other. Now Rogue with Turo, this new roster. Space Station, looking better than they did last season. It's going to be a good one. I'll be completely honest, I don't know exactly who I want to pick to win this match. I feel like whoever I pick, I'm going to get people telling me otherwise in the comments, which, is understandable because both these teams I feel like are so close in skill to each other that you would only think that it would be a close match. I will give it to Space Station Gaming though. I think that truly Space Station Gaming is the tiny bit better team. I don't think that Rogue is at the same level of consistency that Space Station's at. I think that also has to do with Space Station being much more experienced, playing together for longer. We've seen that a ton of these players have gotten way better over the offseason. Okay, I think that Space Station take it, but in a very close match. Rogue has had some very close showings. They've even beat Space Station back in the past. I'd like to bring up Spring Series when Rogue got the dub over them, but I am going to give it to Space Station. And yeah, yeah, then we'll get on to Omelette versus Plot Twist in the losers round 1. Now, this is another hard one because Mekdos, Toroko, and Sosa are all actually insanely good players. The thing is, on Omelette, they have Lion Blaze now, and I think that Lion Blaze is insane, man. Lion Blaze, when he wants to, Lion Blaze could 1v3 in some cases. Okay, he gets, when he pops off, he's very good at shooting. His mechanics are on point. Lion Blaze just has such good defense. I think he's just such a good addition to the team that I think Omelette will end up taking it against Plot Twist. Okay, I think that this match will come down to Lion Blaze. I'm going to be looking really hard at Mekdos, actually, on Plot Twist. I think that if there is somebody who's going to step up, I think it will be Mekdos, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be very interesting. And yeah, then let's move on to that losers semifinals where it would be Space Station versus Omelette. This one, unfortunately, I will give it to Space Station right off the bat. Okay, no disrespect to Omelette. I think that they got a lot of talent on that team, but I think that Space Station just has more talent. Okay, we know the caliber of players that these guys are. It's going to be an RLCS team versus an RLRS team. We know how that goes. In the past, we've seen the RLCS teams just win. That's what makes them RLCS teams. Okay, I think Space Station convincingly take this over Omelette. I think Omelette will put up a good fight. I think they'll have had a good run during the Summer Shuffle, but unfortunately it ends for them right there in the losers semifinals. Then we'll get on to the winners finals, which will be NRG Esports versus Team Envy. Okay, and this is another good match, another just high-level RLCS matchup. I know a lot of people probably will have NRG taking this. A lot of people probably have NRG taking the whole thing. But I want to tell you what Envy brings to the table against a team like NRG. So, Turbo Pulsar, man. Now that Turbo Pulsar's on the team, I talked about how Team Envy have a new level of consistency that they were lacking from last season. With Turbo Pulsar on the team, I've noticed Team Envy being able to get a lot more offense going. Atomic has been able to pop off more often. I think because Atomic is able to, their whole team just kind of meshes well together. Atomic is able to pop off and go for his mechanical plays a lot more. I think that I've seen a lot better things from Mist. I think that every player on this team does benefit from Turbo, and it's because Turbo does a really good job at bringing out the best in his entire team. Okay, that is why he's a 4-time, because he does such a good job with different teams. Okay, I think that this will be a lot closer of a match than some people might think. Okay, but who do I think will take it in the end? I have to give it to NRG Esports, man. These guys, when they are on, they look deadly, man. And, I say it a lot. Squishy Muffins and Justin combo, they are probably one of the best duos in Rocket League right now. And it's going to be hard to take them down. I would love to see it, but it's going to be hard. Then we move on to the losers finals, which is going to end up being Team Envy versus Space Station Gaming. And this is going to be another very interesting one. A lot of people like to look back to old RLCS, look at the Ghost versus Space Station Gaming matches. Space Station Gaming obviously won, but these teams, Space Station and Envy, are both drastically different from how they were back in RLCS, man. There's a ton of differences now, not only in the roster, but in play styles. Okay, how good they all are. They've all gotten a ton better, and it's going to be, it's going to be a very, very close match. I do think that Space Station Gaming has the edge. I think that if Team Envy really, really want to shut down this Space Station Gaming roster, I think that what they're going to need to do is get in Sipical's face, okay, whether it's with demos, whether it's outpacing him to the ball, which, by the way, it's very hard to outpace Sipical to a ball. He's a very fast player, but I think that's what's going to need to happen, because I think that on Space Station, if you shut Sipical down, he's like the foundation. I'm not going to call him like The Rock, the third man, because I don't think that Sipical is that third man per se, but I think that he is like the foundation for the team. I think that when Sipical is playing his game, the rest of the team is playing their game on Space Station. Okay, he allows AXB and Arsenal to do their thing a lot of the time. I think that if by Team Envy shutting down that one player on Space Station, it'll give them, much more of an advantage than they would if they don't try to shut him down. Okay, that would be like my coaching if I was talking to the Team Envy guys before going into a match against Space Station. I think that is how they would have to take them down. Okay, but who am I going to give it to at the very end? The losers finals, Space Station versus Envy. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this to Space Station. I really do want to see Envy succeed. In fact, I want to see Envy take one of these tournaments. I think it would be awesome to see them. But I have a lot of faith in Space Station right now, and I am going to give it to them. And I do want to mention beforehand that, you know, it is possible that a lot of these matches go the other way. I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying stuff like, well, I think this and that. And you know what? There is a ton of different scenarios that could happen. I'm just saying what I think is going to happen. And you know what? We'll see. We'll see. Then last but not least, we get NRG Esports versus Space Station Gaming in the grand finals. It's going to be a rematch. And you know what? I'm going to make a really bold prediction because I think it would be pretty boring if I just sat here and predicted what everyone thought was going to happen. I'm going to say Space Station wins over NRG. Okay, I think that Sypical, AXB, Arsenal, they're going to talk over their game against NRG back in the winter semifinals. They're going to talk about why they lost. They're going to come out strong, and they're going to have a counter for this mechanically heavy playstyle that is NRG. Okay, you know, I think what's going to happen is Space Station are going to come out and, you know, they're going to play the passing game really well. They're going to be finding each other. They're going to play the demo game really well. And there's going to be a ton of free nets, and NRG won't be able to get a ton going. Okay, I still think it'll be a close match, but I think Space Station plays a ton better of a match, and they take the whole thing. So that is my predictions. That is what I think is going to happen. I have SSG taking this whole thing. I bet nobody saw that coming. But yeah, that is basically everything. That's everything I wanted to talk about. Those are my predictions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys do enjoy, make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.